Welcome to the Ebbs of History, the show where we dribble through the strangest, wildest, and most wonderful stories the past has to offer. And where the offside rule is the only thing we won't try to explain. From haunted hat tricks to extra time executions, you'll laugh, you'll gasp, you'll groan at my impeccable dad jokes. But most importantly, you'll learn how history is way cooler than your textbook ever told you.
We're your history-loving hosts, Zoe,
Gavin,
And I'm Jason. Now, if you've been with us all month, you know we lined up a 3-part World Cup series, our own little group stage of history. We kicked off in part 1 with a soccer game that helped start a war. We followed it up with an anthology of gloriously weird matches. And today, we blow the final whistle. This is the championship episode, and it might be the most amazing of the 3, because today, we flip the whole series on its head. Last time, soccer started a war. Today, soccer helps stop one. So lace up your boots one more time, because this is the Ebbs of History. Hey there, history lovers. So glad you're here with us for the finale. Have we been enjoying our 3-part series of soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I learned a lot when I was doing research on some other stuff that happened that didn't make it into the podcast, but yeah, it's been fun. And this story today's story I knew before, but I didn't know the details,
Yeah.
which is really interesting because I read a book
Yeah.
called Silent Night and I don't remember it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very commonly known like piece of history,
Right.
especially because it's recency, like in the grand, like in history, it's very recent and just like, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely knew about this. Right before this, I watched this ad for this British grocery store in both my history classes, and I showed that to Gavin and Dad, and it was just that it's just so impactful. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know any of the details yet, but I'm still like, wow, this is insane. This is
Yeah.
good.
It really happened. That's what's crazy about it.
Yeah.
So this, definitely fits into our crazy history, but this one's actually true. A lot of the times we do episodes where the story that's told is not what actually happened.
Yeah.
A large part of this really all happened.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
little things that didn't happen that we think that we knew did and it didn't. So let's get into it.
Yeah. I want to say another thing.
Yeah.
Because of its recency, I feel like there's a lot less fog where there's little information known.
The historiography of it.
Yeah.
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 A little bit less of the fog of history and the fog of war even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The closer a year is to the time that we're talking about it, there's just more information about it. If we're talking about popes, there's not a lot of solid, concrete evidence about it. But I mean, like our past episode, the Radium Girls, and this one, there's just so much. There's a wealth of information
Right.
because it's just happened more recent.
Anything post Gutenberg's invention of the printing press.
Oh yeah,
There's going to be a lot
Post-printing
more.
press.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
and here we are a couple hundred years after that.
At least in my European history class, the main driving point home about the first couple hundred years of that class was know the printing press. That is crucial context to
It is.
almost everything.
Yeah.
Because they drive home contextualization, talk about the events prior before you start talking about an event now. And most of the time, for those earlier events, the printing press is one of those events that we have to talk about.
It changed history.
It kind of like kicked off the Renaissance.
A little
The
bit.
printing press.
Yeah.
Like
It helps spread ideas.
yeah.
The world before the printing press and after the printing press is two different worlds. Absolutely. Kind of like at least my lifetime, pre 9/11 and post 9/11 are two different worlds.
And at least in ours, pre-COVID, post-COVID.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
probably the best
That's kind of
example
our
for us.
generation's thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's your generation's printing press.
That's our generation's printing
Horrible.
press.
All right, let's get into it. December 1914, the first Christmas of World War I. Two armies are dug into freezing mud, close enough to hear each other breathe. And then, for one strange, beautiful day, they put down their guns, climb out of the trenches, and play soccer. This is the Christmas truce of 1914. All right, picture the worst sleepover ever. You're outdoors, in December, in Belgium. You're standing in a ditch full of freezing mud and rainwater. Rats are your roommates. You haven't had a real bath in weeks. And about a football field away, sometimes way closer, there's another ditch full of guys who have been ordered to shoot at you. This was the Western Front of 1914. World War I was only about 5 months old, and everyone had been promised it would be over by Christmas, quote unquote. Spoiler, it was not over by Christmas. By the end of 1914, hundreds of thousands of young men were already gone. The trenches stretched for around 400 miles. Nobody was winning. Everybody was cold, miserable, and homesick. Here's something most people don't realize, though. The soldiers had already been quietly going easy on each other for weeks. Both sides ate meals at the same time, so nobody shot during dinner. Patrols would accidentally not notice each other. It even had a nickname, Live and Let Live, which people use today.
Yeah.
Came from that.
They're basically just quietly protesting the war.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So the trenches weren't quite as nonstop explosions as the movies make it look. Now, Gavin, if you were stuck in a freezing mud ditch on Christmas Eve, what's the one sound that would probably absolutely wreck you? It's Christmas Eve. You're freezing, just sitting in this trench, and you start to hear something, and it just what one thing could you hear would wreck you?
Like sleigh bells.
Sleigh bells
Just
or
like the sound of Christmas.
singing.
I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. It was singing. The soldiers started hearing singing. Here's how it started. Late on Christmas Eve, something lucky happened. The rain finally stopped, and the cold froze all that horrible mud into a hard surface, almost like a floor. Hold on to that detail because it matters later. Then the British Tommies, which was their nickname, noticed the German trenches were glowing. The Germans had stuck little Christmas trees up on the edge of their trenches, lit with candles, and they were singing Christmas carols. One German soldier who stood up to sing happened to be a professional opera singer from Berlin. On the clearest, coldest night you can imagine, Stille Nacht, or Silent Night, drifted across the dark. And here's a great bit. A British officer with the Scots Guard heard it and basically went, "Oh, it's a sing-off now," and ordered his men to fire back with a louder carol. But instead of a musical battle, the two sides just slid into harmony. Good King Wenceslas, Auld Lang Syne, enemies singing the same songs in the dark. One soldier wrote home that it felt like a waking dream. By the way, the Germans were committed to Christmas. They didn't just decorate trenches. There are accounts of German submarines getting tiny Christmas trees too. Somewhere out in the freezing Atlantic, a war submarine was decked out like the department store window. So the singing leads to shouting, friendly shouting. The Germans yell stuff like, "Merry Christmas, Tommy," in English because a lot of them spoke English. Tons of German men had worked in Britain before the war as waiters and barbers and hotel staff. One British soldier said he met a German, heard a perfect English accent, and asked how he spoke it so well. The German grinned and said, "Gor blimey, mate, I was working in a London hotel when the war broke out." Imagine traveling across a war to bump into a guy who used to work down the street.
That's crazy.
Wow,
From I'm opposing side as well.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's almost like, hey, I know you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, do either of you know what no man's land is
Yeah,
and why
I know.
and why they called it that?
I know.
Gavin, go for it. I know you know it, Zoe.
I just read a part of the Horrible Histories book, the World War I, about no man's land.
Oh, good.
It was basically just the area between the two trenches and basically just kind of the battleground.
Yeah, I mean, if you went there,
If
There
you
was
went out in
bombs
the open.
underground, right? Like people, they wouldn't go because it's no man's land. Like no one wants to go there.
that's right.
Yeah.
It's a deadly strip of land between the two armies. It was called that because it was unclaimed, unowned, and too dangerous for any human to safely occupy or cross without facing almost certain death. So, eventually, somebody gets brave. A German voice calls out, "Come over here!" And a British sergeant shouts back the greatest negotiation line in history. "You come halfway, I come halfway." And they did. Men climbed out of their trenches, slowly, nervously, with their hands empty, and walked into no man's land, the place that the day before meant instant death. And they just shook hands. What happened next is bananas. They traded stuff. The Germans handed over sausages, beer, and cigars. The British handed over chocolate, plum pudding, and bully beef. Do you know what bully beef is?
No, but can I guess it's probably like liverwurst?
Okay. Gavin, any guesses?
Probably some like amalgamation of like different meats and organs,
Mystery meat.
tubes.
You're definitely on the right track. And you know what? You're probably 100% right. But it's canned, salty beef that tastes exactly as glamorous as it sounds.
Now, what is in the salty beef?
A lot of the British treats came from Princess Mary boxes, little brass tins of goodies sent to every soldier. Fun fact, that gift box idea came from Princess Mary, who was at the time 17 years old. A teenager organized the biggest care package in the British Empire. One German newspaper joked that the trenches had survived a fierce and terrible onslaught of Christmas packages, with one poor soldier taking a salami straight to the stomach. Soldiers swapped buttons of their own uniforms as souvenirs. They swapped hats.
Like, if you don't die, you get to keep them.
Right, that's true. Some swapped addresses, promising to visit after the war.
Oh.
And then there's the barber. Multiple accounts describe a guy setting up shop right there in no man's land, giving haircuts, charging a couple of cigarettes, and not caring whether the customer was British or German. One British soldier supposedly recognized the barber as the same fellow who used to cut his hair back at home.
Oh my god, that's just like so the British person. The German man was the person. Yeah, you know.
So yeah, the British soldier recognized the German barber from back home.
Oh god, because
the Germans were working in Britain before the war.
And the barber was the one that cut his hair.
Yep.
That's like, what a coincidence.
That's kind of the same thing as you worked across the street before the war. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They were just there.
So picture it. A chill holiday trim from an enemy soldier, and it's totally fine. Gavin, would you let the other team cut your hair?
If I were in the situation, yeah, probably.
Yeah. You got to read the room, right?
Yeah.
You got to leave your hatred behind. And read the room, because everybody's friendly at this time. And honestly, all these soldiers that are in the trenches
don't want to be there.
They don't want to be there. They're not there because they hate the person across the no man's land from them.
You said at the start, like, most of them were going out of their way to not harm the other
shoot
people.
Other people. Yeah. This is, these are the countries, the leaders that are making all these soldiers do their dirty work. But we should be honest about the heavier part, too. A big reason both armies wanted the truce was to finally collect friends who had fallen in no man's land over the past weeks. In some spots, a British chaplain led a joint funeral. English on one side, a young German divinity student translating into German on the other, every head bared, reading Psalm 23 together. Enemies standing in silence, burying each other's dead.
What was the thing about the funerals? Like, who did it?
It was a British chaplain and then a young German divinity student, meaning he's going to be, a priest or whatever in the future, translating into German.
So they did like a joint
funeral. The joint funeral, yeah.
Okay.
And then the part you've been waiting for, the soccer. Here's a legend, the quick version that everyone thinks they know. A real, organized soccer game. England versus Germany, right in the middle of no man's land. Goals, teams, the works. And in the most told version, Germany wins 3-2. Now, after 27 episodes, you two should know how to think critically about history. So let's put that legend on the witness stand. Zoe, do you think the Christmas truce soccer game, as I just said it, actually happened?
No, I think it was much less organized.
Okay.
It was just kind of a hodgepodge. Well, here, wait, I have a ball. It probably wasn't even a soccer ball. It was probably just a ball that they had in their trench and was like, hey, let's play with this.
You're exactly right. So the answer is kind of. It actually happened, but not in that way.
Yeah.
The real version is better than the legend, actually.
Oh.
First, the gorgeous photo you always see of soldiers playing soccer at the front, the one I showed you guys at the beginning of the show, the most famous photo tied to this event. Historians figured out it's almost certainly from Greece in 1915.
Oh.
So it's not even from the front.
I mean, at least it's kind of in the same year.
Wrong place, wrong year.
Wrong place, but it's like, it's only a year off, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
And it's
but
in December.
still-
I would call it the same year, but different place.
So the most famous proof isn't proof at all. And a true 11-on-11 game would have been nearly impossible. The ground was full of shell holes, barbed wire, and, well, dead people.
Wait, but the frozen over mud because of all the rain.
Yeah, but
Was it
That
not
can only
enough?
cover
there's
so
still
much.
holes from shelling in the ground. It froze like that. It didn't freeze over like a, like a bowling alley,
It
right?
didn't freeze over like a lake. It froze over
Right.
like a no man's land.
It was mud and it froze the way it was.
Mm.
So it's craggy and not smooth. But here's the fun part. We have real eyewitnesses. One British soldier interviewed years later was asked flat out, was it a proper football? He said it was a proper football. Not a team game, he stressed, just a giant chaotic kickabout, a couple hundred guys having a go. Somebody standing in as goalie. Another veteran asked if he'd kicked the ball. And he said, oh yes, I had a go at it. I was pretty good then at 19. A German lieutenant from a Saxon regiment wrote that the Tommies pulled out a ball. They used their caps to mark the goals on the frozen mud, and the Saxons won 3-2. Do you guys know what Saxons mean?
It's like the Anglo-Saxons. Is it just another word for English people?
It is not.
Mm.
Saxons.
That's
So you're right with the Anglo-Saxon, but Anglo-Saxon is two different peoples coming together. The
Ah.
Angles
And
the Saxons.
So it's just the Saxons.
and the Saxons came from Germany into England,
Oh.
and it's the Anglo-Saxons.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm not
Uh-huh.
gonna lie. That like it was the Germans that came over. Like,
Mm-hmm.
They came from Saxony.
Yeah.
And my favorite one? In one sector, a group of Scottish Highlanders challenged a Saxon regiment to a game. And the Germans reportedly lost it laughing every time a kilt flew up and revealed that the Highlanders were, let's say, very committed to the tradition underneath. Do you understand what I just said, bud?
they were not wearing underwear.
They were not wearing
Yeah,
underwear. They
yeah.
had kilts.
Yeah.
So no, there probably wasn't one big official championship with a referee and a trophy.
Of course not. It's a war.
But yes, up and down that entire frozen front, enemies absolutely booted a ball around together.
Mm.
Which, when you think about it, where they were standing, might be the most amazing pickup game in human history.
100%.
Now, not everybody was charmed. In one Bavarian unit, the men talked about going out to meet the British, and one grim corporal snapped at them. First, do you guys know what Bavarian means?
No.
Okay. It's another word for German. It's a region in Germany called Bavaria. It's the Bavarian forest in the southern part of Germany.
Okay.
Like on the border of Austria.
Okay.
So one grim corporal snapped at them. Such a thing should not happen in wartime. Have you no German sense of honor left? The night before, that same soldier had refused to join his unit's Christmas service. Any idea who this man was, Gavin?
Like someone that wanted the war.
Okay. Zoe, you got any guesses?
It's like a general.
His name was Adolf Hitler.
Oh.
I forgot he fought in World War One.
He did.
Oh my.
He was there,
Oh God.
and he was the guy refusing to have fun.
Tracks.
File that one away. And the high command, they were horrified. The Pope Benedict XV, had actually asked for a Christmas ceasefire weeks earlier, and the government said no.
They did it anyways.
So when the soldiers made their own peace, the generals lost it. One British general grumbled in an official memo that it showed an apathetic state. Basically, stop being nice, you're bad at war. So this goes right back to what we were saying, that these are the soldiers that are doing the work of the higher-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the soldiers that are on the ground actually dying, and they're there, you know?
I was not expecting that.
I know, right? I when I found that fact, I was like, ooh, that's a good one.
I didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
Like at that specific spot. Because
And
it was
he-
a very specific spot that this
Uh-huh.
happened at. It wasn't just like all over the Western Front.
It
like,
kind of was. It wasn't all over, but it was
At
Not
least a soccer
just-
game.
not
there.
just one little spot. It kind of spread
Oh,
throughout the lines.
that's heartwarming.
Yeah.
That's nice to hear. That people weren't just heartless.
So the generals shut it down. In some places, the truce lasted a day. In others, a few days. One account I love. A British soldier said his game got cut short because the artillery behind the lines had orders to fire anyway.
No.
So somebody had to jog over and apologize to the Germans first. In another spot, an annoyed officer literally fired a shell over the soccer field to break it up. Imagine your game getting canceled by a cannon.
I mean, today that'd be a pretty good reason to postpone a game.
Right.
Because
Cannon fire.
But that sounds crazy.
It does. And it never happened again. Not like this. The next Christmases, commanders deliberately ordered shelling and threatened court-martials so the magic couldn't return. The war turned crueler too. Poison gas, bigger bombardments. The Christmas truce of 1914 stayed a one-time thing. A single day when a bunch of cold, scared, homesick young men looked across the mud, decided the other guys were people too, and chose to sing and swap haircuts and kick a ball instead.
Can you have no joy? Oh,
Right?
God. In the middle of a war, in the one day of joy and fun, they get rid of it. They shut it down.
Yeah, and the people that know that they're not going to die are ordering them to go and die.
Yeah.
That's what's,
That's a good
tragic
way to put
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
Historiography. For a long time, the Christmas truce sounded too nice to be real, and plenty of people assumed it was a feel-good myth. It's not. We have stacks of letters, diaries, photographs, and even recorded interviews with the men who were there. That part is rock solid. What's shifted over time is the soccer. Early newspapers ran with a romantic, organized match Germany won 3-2 version, and it stuck. Modern historians have gently pumped the brakes. Many matches were rumors passed down the line. The famous photo is from the wrong country, wrong year, and a real 11-a-side game on a cratered, body-strewn ground would have been almost impossible. The current view lands in the middle. Genuine, informal kickabouts happened, just not the tidy tournament of legend. Even how the truce is remembered shifted by country. Britain kept telling the story fondly, while in 1920s and 30s Germany, it fell out of favor for clashing with the image of the heroic soldier. It's a great example of how a true event grows a shinier costume each time it's retold, and why good historians always check their receipts. Lessons we've learned today. Any lessons, guys, you want to bring up?
Even in war, people can find peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Hope.
soldiers chose the peace, even though the higher-ups were completely against it. They chose peace over war.
Yeah.
They did not choose violence
Yeah.
that day.
Also, hope is such a strong thing.
Yes.
It's like a spark can light up
Yeah.
hope.
Mm-hmm.
Hope is, I don't know, from the Hunger Games, hope is Snow's greatest fear, because if they have hope, then that means that they can continue what's going
Yeah.
on. He tries to break their spirit, so he won't have a rebellion, but you know what happens.
Yeah. I really got just one. You guys already hit one that I had written down here,
Mhm.
so that was good. It's just a gentle one. Even in the coldest, darkest, and scariest place imaginable, kindness found a crack to grow through. A carol, a handshake, a haircut, and a ball. If it could happen there, it really could happen anywhere. It's time for the Fun Fact Challenge. It's time for the Fun Fact Challenge. New rules are...
See, I haven't played with these new rules yet, so.
I know.
But I have.
All right, since this is the finale of our soccer episode, I'm going to give you 3 tricky ones. You know the rules. Best of 3. You do not have to wait until I finish to lock in. Question 1. The whole truce kicked off on Christmas Eve with one carol.
Locked in. Silent Night.
That is correct.
Dang it. Oh my God. What was the rest of the
I have
question?
a long question here too, actually.
Yeah, because you just ramble on about your question.
I also wrote this before we changed the rules, so.
Okay, what's the rest of the question?
The whole truce kicked off on Christmas Eve with one carol, sung first by a German soldier. What's the carol?
Locked in.
Bonus adoration if you can give me the German name.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I won't be
Because
able
I said it.
I
know you
wouldn't be
didn't.
able to pronounce that. I didn't get it.
I don't think I have it.
Stille Nacht.
I could have gotten that if I knew German.
Very
Of
close.
course, because you know German.
All right, good job, Gavin. Question 2. In the most famous version of the soccer story, the Germans won 3-2. But out in no man's land, there was no goalposts and no nets. So what did the soldiers
Locked
use?
in. They used their hats.
Their caps, their hats.
Their caps, hats, same thing.
I'm used
Oh.
to waiting
Uh-huh.
because I like to have all the information before I answer the question.
I do too. I absolutely do too.
Yeah.
All right, question 3. It's kind of like Jeopardy. Like they've finished the question.
Yeah.
They can't buzz in until the question is finished
They could
being
be
read.
spamming the button, but
And it doesn't mean anything. Yep. All right, question 3. This one's just for fun because Gavin's already won.
Yeah.
Weeks before Christmas, a world leader had formally asked both sides for an official Christmas
Lock in.
ceasefire.
The Pope Benedict.
Can I get a regnal number?
Pope Benedict. I'm just totally guessing here. The 4th.
Oh. Any guess, Gavin, on the number?
5th?
15th.
Oh my God! Way off.
You went like I was close. I knew it was Pope Benedict. I didn't know it was.
Usually,
Good game.
that's good enough, but there's literally at least 15 Benedicts, and I think there's 18 now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
There's a lot of Benedicts, but I think you knew.
Or at least 16. So
You knew what I was.
Yeah.
Right now it's Pope Leo the.
It's Pope Leo.
14th.
My God, how much popes are there?
A lot.
There's only
I'm
one
not
Pope
allowed
Joan.
I'm not allowed to talk about popes anymore, though. So
There's only one Pope Joan.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
This day in history. Today is July 16th, 1769. Spanish Franciscan missionary Junipero Serra founds the first California mission on the site of present-day San Diego, Mission San Diego de Acala. It's the first of an eventual 21 missions up the coast. A big reason so many Californian cities carry the names they do today,
Yeah.
including where we live, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
You guys know all about, or actually, Gavin,
Gavin doesn't.
you don't know too much about the missions as much as Zoe does.
Really?
Yes, because all
Do
California schools, they're supposed to do in 4th grade mission projects.
We build our own mission.
You build your own mission.
We didn't do that.
No, you didn't, because your principal at the time, and I completely agreed with her, was a Native American of Native American descent. And the Spanish were the one, or the missionaries were the one that first started pushing the Chumash Indians and things like that out of this area. And so she didn't think that it was a good thing to have you guys learn.
Huh.
Which
Interesting.
I kind of agree with it, but at the same time I don't. But that's a gray area one for me.
Yeah. I don't remember anything about the missions, so if that tells you anything about
Yeah.
it, I mean, I was literally.
You've been to a couple. Do you remember which ones?
Louis Obispo? Is that
San Luis Obispo.
San Luis Obispo? Is there a mission there?
You have not. No. Well, maybe, I don't know, but you haven't been to that one, or have you?
I've been to there. I've been like.
You're thinking San Clemente.
Oh, okay.
Because we went to a wedding in San Clemente. You went to that one?
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been to a couple of them. They're kind of boring, to be honest.
I know, they're kind of just buildings.
They are just old buildings.
At least for us. I mean, you could say that about cathedrals, honestly.
Yeah, but cathedrals are grand and unbelievable.
It's not just a building, it's like a grand building. The architecture.
Exactly. With flying buttresses and all that kind of stuff. Whereas the missions are just basically mud huts.
Yeah.
Big mud huts. Really.
It's not just history, it's also architecture.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, that could be an argument that someone can make. Like, same with all the churches you talk about. Like,
No, I agree. But
anyways.
Bit different.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Also on this date in 1941, Yankees slugger Joe DiMaggio goes 1 for 4 and stretches his hitting streak to a jaw-dropping. Do you know, Gavin, how many games?
59.
Oh, so close. 56 straight games.
Oh, okay.
The very next night, 2 slick plays by Cleveland's third baseman finally shut him down. But more than 80 years later, nobody has come anywhere close to breaking that record.
Wow.
56 games in a row he had a hit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
PCA.
I might be a PCA could make that.
I don't know. He got up into
the
high 20s recently.
I feel like in modern baseball, it's near impossible.
It is.
The rules are different.
Yeah.
No. 1941, the rules were.
41.
Yeah.
I thought it was
This
earlier.
is modern baseball.
Yeah.
So, but it's analytics now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The pitchers pitch differently than they did then.
Yeah. Like the amount of spin and speed that they can put on it compared to back in 1941 is astronomical
Yeah.
difference.
And then the last one in 1950, in front of nearly 200,000 stunned fans crammed into Rio's brand new Maracanã Stadium, Uruguay storms back to beat host Brazil 2-1 and steal the World Cup.
Oh.
Brazil only needed a draw. The whole country was so heartbroken, they still call it the Maracanazo blow.
I'm
year was
shocked. Like, I saw a
1950.
I saw a video yesterday showing how much each country has won a World Cup, and I was shocked. Uruguay has won twice.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like much, but with the amount of World Cups that there is, which is very little, that's a good amount.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Most
Olympics.
Yeah.
What?
It's kind of like Olympics.
It's
Yeah.
every 4, yeah.
Like 90% of countries don't have a World Cup. More.
And what's interesting is that Brazil was eliminated today from
Oh yeah.
the World Cup. Oh yeah,
I
they
didn't know
lost
that.
2-1. Yeah,
Yeah.
Against who?
Norway.
Holland.
Eric Haaland.
Holland.
Aw.
He's my goat. I follow him on Instagram.
Actually,
really?
I feel like there's a huge difference between the World Cup and the Olympics because there's like only one winner. Only one winner
That's
in the
true.
World Cup.
It's just one big tournament.
It's kind of I don't know. I find them like cut from the same cloth because it's kind of
For
like
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
nations fighting against each other, people coming together. I don't know.
It's the
just
same concept.
one sport though.
Yeah.
The biggest sport in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the final whistle on our 3-part World Cup series. We started with a soccer game that helped start a war, took a detour through the weirdest matches ever played, and finished today with the soccer helping pause a war. 2 enemy armies who sang, swapped gifts, traded haircuts, and kicked the ball in no man's land before going back to war. From a game that lit a fuse to a game that lit a little hope. That's the beautiful, ridiculous range of this sport and of history. Thanks for playing all 3 with us. That's it for this episode. Thanks for traveling through time with us on the Ebbs of History. If you like today's story, share it with a teacher, a friend, or your family on Instagram at Ebbs of History. If you have any show ideas, corrections, or questions, you can contact us at questions@ebbsofhistory.com.
Signing off, this has been co-host Gavin.
Zoe.
And me, Jason, reminding you that history is not just about the dates and battles. It's about the people, curiosity, and the weird, wonderful choices that shaped our world. Until next time,
Keep wondering.
Keep laughing.
and keep learning through
The Ebbs of History.